If we step back and take an honest look at the tension between blacks and whites, we'll find that the enemy works to stir up the peaceful waters and turn the tables every time we're on the verge of resolve. We're deceived into elevating one race over the other, and on the surface it seems like a solid solution, but think a little deeper and you'll realize that equality can never exist when one race is elevated over the other. The woke church helps the enemy advance his agenda. They proudly wear their race-elevating gear to church and go home feeling really good about themselves. A good example is the people who bow to the god of racism by publicly apologizing for being white. Then they walk off with a smile on their face because they feel so good about what they just did. Let me clear this up for you. That's called worshiping an idol, the idol of racism. The woke church may be encouraging it, but Jesus' church stays far from it. This idol expresses itself in many ways, one of which being critical race theory. Notice it's a theory, which means it's an idea. Legal scholars developed the idea to examine racism in the legal system. That's a worthy cause. I mean, if racism is built into our legal structures, I think we'd all agree it needs to be found and dealt with. But CRT has been hijacked by the enemy. It's now being used as a racial weapon in our public schools. Teachers who bow to the god of racism teach critical race theory, thinking they're doing a service, but all they accomplish is turning students against each other. White kids leave class feeling ashamed of their race. Everyone else leaves upset with their privileged white friends. And this reveals the next expression of the racism idol, white privilege. Yet another theory or an idea that white people have the upper hand in life simply because they're white. Go ahead and prove that idea to all the white people struggling to get by. I'll wait. Have you ever noticed how people look for ways to put down those who are more successful? It's because they have rich parents. It's because they don't pay their employees enough. It's because they're white. The reality is, there will always be someone who is dealt a better hand in life than you. They have more resources, they're more talented, they have better connections. But the only person you're responsible for is you. When you get to heaven, God's not going to ask you how somebody else used their talents. He's going to ask you how you used yours. And God's not impressed by those who have the most. He's impressed with those who multiply what they have. Read the parable of the talents in Matthew 25 and you'll see what I'm talking about. White privilege is not part of the solution. It's a distraction. So what is the solution? Well, in the book of Romans, you'll find the Apostle Paul working hard to disarm racial tensions between the Jews and Gentiles. Interestingly, he addresses the issue of the Jews being privileged and the Gentiles not. Instead of trying to make the Jews feel bad about their privileged status, he invites the Gentiles to become part of it. Take a look, Romans 5:2. Because of our faith, Christ has brought us into this place of undeserved privilege where we now stand. This is what I like to call God privilege, and it's available to all who believe in Jesus Christ, no matter their race. The woke church doesn't want anyone to be privileged, but Jesus' church seeks to walk in God privilege and help others do the same. This is the answer to racism. Instead of teaching others about critical race theory and white privilege, we must focus on leading people to Jesus and making it known that God privilege is available to all who believe. God privilege is available to me, and it's available to you. So you're going to keep griping about how life isn't fair, or are you going to step into the promises of God and show others how to do the same? If you found this message helpful, you'll love my book, titled Jesus Ain't Woke. In it, you'll get the confirmation you need to steer clear of wokeness in a thrilling 30-minute read. I would love to personally sign a copy and send it to you. Order your book today at cadeyoung.com. If you'd like to help me get this truth out to everybody who needs it, hit the like button. It may seem small, but it really helps a lot, so hit that like button. And I'd also like to invite you to consider giving into this ministry. Simply visit cadeyoung.com and you'll find a giving button there. I have more videos coming your way. Be sure to subscribe so I can let you know, and I'll see you next time.